Should the Chicago Bulls tank this upcoming season and give them a chance to land the Duke phenom, Cooper Flagg? What's going on, guys? Welcome into the Bulls Report. My name is Patrick Siepman. I'm giving you guys 5 reasons why I believe the Bulls should tank this upcoming year. And I will say this, I am not a fan of tanking, and I'm not saying the Bulls should tell their players to go out there and actively try to lose. The biggest reason and the biggest, way the Bulls can tank is to move off guys like Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic. But however, I will say this. If the Bulls do trade Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic and they make the playoffs, I think it will be a very, very successful season for the Chicago Bulls, because I think the worst case scenario for Chicago is if they keep LaVine, they keep Vooch, and they land in that 9th seed yet again, and then their pick goes to the San Antonio Spurs. So coming up in just a second, I will be giving you guys 5 reasons why I do believe the Bulls can benefit from tanking. Again, it is not me saying that the Bulls need to tell their players to lose every game and we should have players get injured so they just naturally lose games. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying 5 reasons why the Bulls would benefit from a losing season. But before we dive into that, guys, I do want to give you guys an updated look at our July sub battle here. We've actually picked up over 1,000 subs this month, which is awesome. But I was looking at our Heat Report channel. They got about 100 sub lead on us. I want to close that gap. So if you guys could, hit that subscribe button, lock us in as your go-to Bulls YouTube channel. All right, so 5 reasons why the Bulls would benefit from tanking. Number 1, biggest reason so far, and we'll spend majority of today's show talking about this. It is an absolute loaded draft class this upcoming year. And the biggest name out there is obviously Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg is sensational. I was honestly trying to play devil's advocate with myself before this show and give you guys reasons why maybe Cooper Flagg won't end up working out, but I really haven't seen it. And I want to talk about specifically when he was playing against Team USA. He's going up against the likes of Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, even, LeBron James, obviously, and he had a sweet transition where he had Drew Holiday on him. He was bringing the ball up the court, and he hit him with just a hezzy pull-up 3 right in his face. And then on the defensive side of the floor, he got a steal. And then the next play after, he hits a turnaround jumper again on Drew Holiday. It was just awesome, and he really has just big-time potential. Like, everything about this kid screams superstar in the NBA, going to Duke, even just the name Cooper Flagg. Like, you can see it hanging in the rafters one day from whatever stadium and whatever team he ends up drafting to. But, my biggest take on Cooper Flagg, and, I think we got to take what the San Antonio Spurs did last season. And, them lucking out and getting Victor Wembanyama in the draft lottery. The Spurs franchise completely changed. Like, the difference they would have between getting pick 1 and pick 2 if they were have to get, whoever it may be at that second selection. But the fact that they were able to get Victor Wembanyama, it has completely changed their franchise's future. Like, now they're talking about them being a potential dynasty with Wemby and building for that 15-year run. There is no bigger needle mover in any other sports, maybe football, getting a superstar quarterback, but getting a superstar top 10 player in the world who can be a first option on a championship team. Cooper Flagg is that. So if the Bulls can just give them a lottery ticket and hopefully, increase their chances to land the Duke phenom, it would just be, it would really move mountains. And, if there would be one successful, like the most, dream scenario out of this season, it would be the Bulls somehow get the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. That's the move that will get them closest, to competing for championships. So I got 4 other prospects that are very enticing. Now, we got Ace Bailey out of Rutgers. Actually, Rutgers is projected to have 2 guys who will go in the top 5 of this year's draft. And Ace Bailey is a stud, and this is what CBS Sports had to say about him. He said Bailey may not have the national notoriety that Flagg does, but he made a rapid charge up the high school rankings last year and ended up being a very real contender for Flagg's number 1 ranking. Bailey is a big wing with absolute explosive athleticism and tough shot-making ability on top of that. He's nowhere near as polished as Flagg, nor as prepared to consistently impact winning, but when he gets it going, his highest flashes can be reminiscent of Tracy McGrady, and so there's an argument to be made that he has the highest upside in the class. I actually agree with that. I was watching his highlights. He's absolutely fantastic, super athletic, can get to the rim really well, great shot creator, and if he, ends up with the Chicago Bulls, it would be fantastic there. But also, let's talk about a point guard here, Nolan Traore. Now, he is a big point guard. I think he's around 6'6" out of France. And listen, he's a stud. Won't spend too much time on him, as I don't think the Bulls, even if they do land, let's just say, the third pick in this year's draft, I don't know if they would pick a guard considering they just traded for Giddey, who's 21. You already have Kobe White and Io. I just don't really think the Bulls are in the guard department. But a guard that I would be a fan of the Bulls bringing in, Dylan Harper, son of actually Ron Harper. Now, this dude's an absolute stud. I've been just watching a lot of his tape as of late. He is an absolute dog. Plays super competitive. Really reminds me, of his dad. Ron Harper, just a super aggressive point of attack defender. And this is what CBS Sports had to say about him, saying Harper was once the top-ranked prospect in his high school class before finishing in the top 5 and number 3 overall. The son of longtime NBA player Ron Harper, Dylan has trended towards a big lead guard in recent years. He has great positional size, long arms, a strong body, and terrific feel for the game. He's not quite as naturally explosive as some other players in the class, so the consistency of his shooting is a crucial variable to monitor in the upcoming year. Again, I wouldn't love if the Bulls got Dylan Harper just for the fit on the roster, but hey, man, if he's the pick, I mean, it would just be awesome. But if I had to pick, probably third on my list behind Cooper Flagg and Ace Bailey would be Khaman Muluach, who is actually playing for South Sudan when he was heading up against Team USA. And if you guys didn't, watch that game, South Sudan had Team USA down to the wire. It actually took LeBron heroics, to pull that victory out. But listen, I'm all in on this guy. He's 7'2". He has stretch 5 ability. He's a rim protector. He's a lob threat, and he is the perfect modern day, center. And I think if he would be your center of the future, if you could somehow have a lineup of Giddey, Kobe, Williams, Buzelis, and Khaman, it would just be fantastic. And you still have bench guys like Io and Jalen Smith. That would be a really good core. And, even speaks more to the point. The Bulls are one elite draft pick away next season to having one of the best cores in the NBA. And that's my second reason. I think it would be a disaster, an absolute disaster, if the Bulls don't trade LaVine and they make the play-in tournament and they get the 9th seed for the 3rd consecutive season. It would be a joke, because if the Bulls pick is outside the top 10 guys, it goes to San Antonio Spurs. And honestly, I don't think, we're giving this enough attention here on the channel. And honestly, other Bulls media members is how much of a disaster it would be if the Bulls don't get their first round pick next season. You are starting a rebuild. You are starting a youth movement. You should be doing everything in your power to have this draft pick conveyed to yourself. And if you end up, picking 11, could you imagine what a disaster that would be? But this is a hot topic, and I hate using the word tank because it kind of suggests that you're losing on purpose. But should the Bulls tank this upcoming season? Be honest with me. Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. I do want to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor and my favorite ticket purchasing app out there, and that is Game Time. And if you guys download the Game Time app and use promo code ChatSports, we'll get you guys $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, first purchase only, and you guys will get $20 off if you use promo code ChatSports. And if you guys are trying to hit up Wrigley Field or go see a White Sox game this summer, Game Time is the best way to do so. You can actually see the view from your seat when you are buying the ticket. And hey, plus White Sox tickets are super cheap right now. You guys can spend $20 and get 4 tickets. And if you use the promo code ChatSports, you guys can damn near get 4 tickets to a White Sox game for free. So use that promo code ChatSports, ChatSports. Terms apply, first purchase only. But hey, if you guys use that promo code ChatSports, we'll hook you guys up with $20 off your first purchase. So download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code ChatSports for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. I'll put that link for you guys in the comment section and description of today's show. But check them out and support today's presenting sponsor, Game Time. So reason number 3 for me, and I have it as escape purgatory, because you actually think about what NBA team has been in the worst position the last couple of years. It's the Bulls. They were the 9th seed the last 2 seasons. That is literally the worst place you could possibly be as a franchise. And just being, stuck in this purgatory zone where you're not good enough to compete for championships, or you're not bad enough to get a top pick in the NBA draft, that's the worst position to be in any sport. If you just consistently go out there every single year and you're like, yeah, we're going to win 38 games, where is that getting you? Is the goal to make the playoffs, or is the goal to win championships? Because too many times in the last 3 years, I think the Bulls literally just wanted one playoff series. I mean, it was pretty evident this past season. The Bulls were fighting hard to get that A seed, just to get rolled by Boston in 4 games. But hey, Jerry and that ownership, they just wanted to sell at the United Center for 2 home playoff games. So, I just think the Bulls, they're just, in a terrible spot right now. So might as well, tank this season, hopefully get a stud in this draft, and then move on. But also this, number 4, the Bulls aren't close to contending. Like, I would not be getting on here saying that the Bulls need to tank if, like, let's just say last year they were the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference and maybe they were just, a couple players developing or a couple, free agent signings or trades away from contending. But the Bulls are so far from that. And, honestly, if I had the power rank, like, what teams are set up the best over the next 5 seasons, the Bulls are at least bottom 3 in the league. Like, maybe the Trailblazers, but they got young talent. Like, they got Scoot and all the crew. And, yeah, the Bulls do have some young talent, but still with Levine and Vooch on this roster, like, if the Bulls somehow win 38 games this season and don't get their pick, like, it is just more reason that this team is just going to be stuck in this middle ground for the next couple of years. Again, if anybody from the Bulls front office, if you're watching this, answer this question. What is the goal? Is it to win championships, or is it to be stuck in the play-in tournament and hopefully get one playoff series? Like, that's the lamest thing in the world, is to be the 7th, 8th, or 9th seed in whatever respective conference you are in. And I know what people are going to be saying. Why would you say, or if you're a Bulls fan, why would you want them to tank? Well, sometimes in life, and especially in the damn NBA, you need to take one step back to take 2 steps forward. The Bulls are in no position right now where they can go all in or put their chips to the center of the table and go all in on a certain player or free agent, whatever it may be that will get them over the top. And I'll say it, this year will suck. If they trade Zach LaVine, they trade Vooch, the Bulls will win no more than 30, 35 games. But it would be the best year in the franchise's history over the last couple of years because, hey, guess what? That would mean you would have a top 10 pick. That would mean you hopefully just have that ticket, have that lottery ticket to go land Cooper Flagg. So it would suck. I understand this is not a fun video, but I just want to get my thoughts out there on why I think the Bulls, it's just even more ammunition to trade, LaVine and Vooch. But hey, even if it's a down year, there are a lot of fun players on this Bulls roster. You guys let me know. What player are you most excited to watch this season? For me, it's Modest Buzelis. Super excited to watch him hoop. But hey, you guys let me know down below. And also, give me a follow on Twitter. That's the handle right there, @PatSeeps. If you guys do so, I'll give you guys a follow back. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go Bulls.